Welcome back, everyone. So last time we covered number inputs. Now we're actually going to cover formatted strings, or F strings for short. This is the best way to format an output because you know in your print statements how you have print and then quotes and then commas, and it's chaos to actually deal with that. F strings let you actually put variables inside your strings, which makes it really, really easy. And then you can even give them decimals and stuff. So first things first, I'm going to add a new file, and I'm just going to call it formatted strings.py. And then I'm going to make an item, and let's call this one, I'm going to use capital P, Power Glove. For those of you that don't know, the Power Glove is a old Nintendo accessory. Let's say that we have two of them, and the price, it was a terrible accessory. Anyway, let's say it's $399.99. Now I'm going to print the letter F here, and then quotations. This is what makes it an F string. I can use these braces. That's what the squiggly brackets are. They're braces. And then I can give it a variable name. So I can say item. Item is the actual name of the item, and that's where it'll print it. It doesn't worry about like how much space it has. That's exactly as how it will print it. And then I can type in quantity here, in stock, comma, and it costs, and then give it a $sign, and then I could say price. So what's nice about this is I'm not doing item, comma, has, comma, quantity, comma, in stock, and it costs $sign, comma, price, and then ending. It just makes it easier to type it out as one long thing, and this is going to make your life a lot easier. I'm just going to call this the output section. Okay, let's save and run. And here we can see Power Glove has 2 in stock, and it costs $399.99. Now, you can actually do different things to the numbers. You can do this with the string as well, but let's focus on the numbers for now. I can pad the quantity with zeros in front. So say I gave it 4 spaces and I want to pad it with zeros. If I just wanted to give it 4 spaces, and notice that there's only 1 digit, so it's going to add a bunch of spaces in front of it. So if I run this, see that? It added 1, 2, 3 in front of it, so that this in total will take 4. And of course that space was there from this space up here in the string. So we can clearly see if I add let's add a character here so that we can see an exclamation point. And I'll run it again just to make it even more clear. There is 1, 2, 3 spaces, and then there's the 4th number. Because 2 takes up one of the digits, we only have 3 spaces, so this is how you align it all the way right. If you have too much of a quantity, so let's say 2001, or 20,001, not 2001, 20,001. So there's 5 digits here. What ends up happening is that it just treats it as normal because it's overrun the space that was allotted to it, so that it just writes it out as it normally would. It doesn't cut off any numbers. So this is nice, especially if you want it to take up so many spaces. If you have the potential for like a really large number, you might want to give it more spaces so that you can align things way better. If we want to pad it with zeros, you put a 0 in front of the 4. So if I do 0, 4 and run it again, it adds a bunch of zeros there. You can even do stuff with decimals. So let me just clear that out. Let's add a new variable. So I'm just going to add a variable up here. I'm just going to call it pi equal 3.14159. Just 268. Give it lots of decimals so that we can actually see what's going on here. And then I'm going to print underneath an F string. And I'm going to call it pi. And I'll use an exclamation point so we can see with a start and an exclamation point at the end so we can see both. And I'm going to do 10 spaces. Or actually, let's do a decimal first. 4 decimals. So it's only going to print up to 4 decimals if I run this. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could give it more spaces. Let's say I gave it 10 spaces. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 exactly. So this won't actually show off a whole lot, but I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals that are going to show. So the same thing's going to happen if I save and run it. Uh-oh. Looks like it might not run. That's okay. I'm just going to end those terminals and then run it again. Hopefully we should get something. Okay, it should work this time. There we go. Okay, I figured out what I did wrong. Anyway, we have 4 decimal places and then 2 characters in front. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in front. There we go. Because we only take up 6 of the provided 10 spaces that were given to us. Okay. So that's how those numbers work. You can align things left and right as well. So if I have, say, the item here and I want to push it to the right, I can align right and it'll put spaces in front. Okay, so if we run it now, Power Glove should have 4 spaces in front of it because there's only 11 characters. If I run it, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 spaces in front of Power Glove and we're aligning it to the right. We can even point it to the left, which means it'll add 4 spaces to the end of it. So if I run it again, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 more space because there's a space here. So we actually have 5 because we have to account for that, and we have to be careful of that whenever we're formatting. So this will work for both numbers and words to align things and allocate spaces. You want to be very strategic in how you use this because this can make a really nicely formatted receipt or printout statement. I would strongly recommend using formatted strings to make your project look really, really nice. With that, you should have everything you need to complete your daily activities. And then once done, start your project or study for your test if you have that. And I'll see you in the next unit.